In this session, we will see various loops in C programming language. First of all, let me explain the purpose of loops in a programming language. Loops are helpful when we want to execute a certain sequence of instructions repeatedly in a program. In C, this functionality can be achieved using three different types of loops, namely for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Okay, we will start with for loop. This is the syntax for loop. The keyword is for, then within this brackets there will be three expressions separated using semicolon, and expression 1 is called as initializer expression. Expression 2 is test expression, and expression 3 is update expression. And the sequence of statements which has to be executed repeatedly will be returned inside this curly braces, and this is called as the body of the loop or loop body. And how this work is, initially there will be expression 1 which will be executed. Before going to the working of this for loop, I will tell about a term called as looping variable. Looping variable is nothing but a variable that controls the execution of any loops. So initializer expression means you will be initializing the looping variable, and then you will, in the expression 2, you will check whether the looping variable has reached its limit, and if the condition is true, then the statements will be executed. And after that, expression 3, which is nothing but the updation of the looping variable, will be executed. And again you will check the expression 2, and this process is repeated until the expression 2 becomes false. And here expression 1 will be executed only once. Okay, this is the flowchart for loop. So initially there will be initialization statement, and then it will go for test expression, and if the test expression is true, the body of the loop for loop will be executed. After that, the update statement will be executed. Again check the test expression. If it is true, again body of the loop will be executed. Again update statement, and this process will be repeated until test expression becomes false. When it becomes false, it will come out of the for loop, that is exit of for loop, and then the statement just below the for loop will be executed. This is a sample program to explain the working of for loop. So here you can see the syntax of the for loop here. The initializer expression is index equal to 1. Then the test expression is index less than 10, and the update expression is index plus plus. And the body of the loop, here there is only one statement, which is m is equal to m into index. So how this works is that initially the index equal to 1, that is the initializer expression, will be executed first. After that, it checks for the condition index less than 10. The condition is true, hence it will execute the body of the loop, which is m is equal to m into index, and then update expression will be executed, that is index plus plus. Now the value of index becomes 2. Again checks for the condition, the index less than 10, that's 2 less than 10 is true. Again this m is equal to m into index will be executed. So again index plus plus. So this process will be repeated until the condition becomes, that is the condition index less than 10 becomes false. That is when the value of index is equal to 10. So when the value of index is equal to 10, the condition becomes false and it comes out of the for loop. So the statement which is written after for loop is printf result. So that will be executed. Okay, now for loop is over. Now we will see what is a while loop. So this is the syntax for while loop. The keyword is while, and within bracket you will specify the condition, which is nothing but the test expression. And when this condition becomes true, the statements which is given within the curly braces will be executed. So here you have to keep in mind is that the initializer expression should be written outside while, which is not specified here, but the update expression has to be kept inside the while loop. So which is written as the last statement in while loop. So when that is executed, again the condition is checked, and if it is true, again the statements will be executed, and the process continues until the condition becomes false. When the condition becomes false, it comes out of the while loop. So this is the flowchart that explains the working of a while loop. So initially the test expression is checked. If that is true, body of the loop will be executed, and this is repeated until the test expression becomes false. When it becomes false, you can see the statement just below the while loop will be executed. This is a sample code for a while loop. So you can see x is equal to 0 statement here. This is the initialization statement, and x less than ctr, which is given inside within the brackets of while, is the test expression. That is nothing but the condition which has to be kept true for the body of the loop to be executed. And this x plus plus is the update expression, which is written after the statements. So in order to execute this while loop, this condition has to be kept true, where the value of x is updated using x plus plus. Okay, this is the third type of loop that is used in C programming language. It is called as a do while loop. So this is the syntax for do while loop. You can see there are two keywords used here. One is do, and the second one is while. So the syntax is do, opening curly brace. The statements which has to be executed repeatedly will be written within this closing curly brace, and there will be a while condition will be written just after the closing curly brace, followed by a semicolon. And you have to keep in mind that the initialization expression will be written above the do while loop, and the update expression will be given inside within the do while loop. So here you can see that the condition is specified only at the end of the do while loop. So the statements will be executed at least once. So this is the flowchart for do while loop. So initially the body of the loop will be executed, and then check for the test expression. If it is true, again the body of the loop will be executed, and this process is repeated until the test expression becomes false. When it becomes false, the statement just below the loop will be executed. So this is a sample program that shows the working of do while. So here you can see a equal to 0 is the initialization expression used here, and the updation expression a plus plus is given inside the do while loop, and the condition is a less than 10, that is given within the while loop, within the brackets of while. So this is repeated until this condition becomes false. So let me conclude. In this section we have seen three various types of loops: the for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Even though the syntaxes for these three loops are different, the functionality they offer remains the same. That is, the sequence of steps that can be executed repeatedly until a condition is met. Thank you.